Hi, this is Christoph Oschwanen from Noble Master Games. I'm going to give a short introduction to multiplayer and single player mode in Retro Commander. Let's get started. Here, once you start the game, you're on the home screen and you have both single player mode and multiplayer mode. Let's go to single player first. Here you see the recent games you played, and to create a new game, you can select the new game button. And here you have a list of all the campaigns. If you want to play the story campaign with the cartoon, animated cartoon, here's the section for it. Maybe the official campaign starts with chapter 01, 02, 03, and we're working up to 07, which is now in the works. When also talking here. And here, if you just want to play a scrimmage match, you go here to scenarios, and here you see all the maps that have single player scenarios. For example, battle map 01, I could play a battle 2 against the AI. And here the game comes with AI, you can select the difficulty level, maybe inhuman. And you have other options to for the game. If you want to turn off Fog of War or Shroud, you can do that here. And then you simply start the game. Select your faction and your color, maybe go with pink, and then the technology you want to start with. And now you play against the AI. And this is a team match. So the other teammate is another AI player you're playing together with. And yes, that's how you set up a single player game. You leave the game and it comes up here. Also, what you can do is you can set up a LAN game, I guess a sort of multiplayer, but if you're here in the single player section, you don't need to log in. You simply set up a LAN game. And the LAN game works both locally in your local area network, and you just tell everybody to connect to that address, or it also works over the internet, but you need to do port forwarding in your router, most usually a Wi-Fi router if you're behind the router. Or if you're directly connected to internet, you don't need to do anything, you just give the other players the global IP. And that works over the internet from everywhere, as long as you have set it up right. And the port number we create is here. We create a server on port 2300. Again, like before, we select a map, maybe a 8-player team battle. 4 against 4, I think it is. Select your faction, your technology, and start. And now other players, they can connect to the game, and you can play that way over the internet. And it's all independent of our servers, so you can play even if the official game servers are offline. But yeah, it's a little bit tricky, depending how your network is set up. You have to log into your router and make sure the connections work from remote if your teammates are in another place of the world. Or if you're in the same network, you just pass on that local IP address and it should work without any settings. Now, there's also an official multiplayer part where you need to log in. You already created a login. And here you play over official servers. That way you don't need to fiddle with the Wi-Fi router settings. You just set up the game here and players can connect. So also here we go to games. And here with one option to create a game or join a game is the quick join option. Here you enter a pool, and as soon as enough players have connected, the game will automatically start, and you already automatically start a match with random people that joined the pool. Another option is, if you want to play with friends and you want to set up a game, you go here. And here you have the option where you want the game to be created. If you play with friends or clanmates, select friends and clans. There's a server in the EU, in Europe, and there's another server in the United States. Just choose what's best, what's the closest location. If you just play alone and you want random people to play with, choose Lone Wolf. Let's say I choose friends and clans, and the same as before, you choose map, and you can set them a name, for example, Noble Masters Game. I'll set up the AI. If you disable the AI, all AI players will be removed as soon as the game starts. So you cannot start the game unless there's enough players joining. But I would probably leave it in, and so later, if other players join late, they can just take over for the AI factions. You can select the game to start random, so everybody gets a random start position here. You have also the advanced options like before. How long you want the game to last. Maybe you have only an hour, so you set the time to 1 hour. That way, after 1 hour, there's a winner declared. Here's other options if you want to play a game that lasts, let's say, 5 hours, but you don't want to. You don't have the time today to finish it. You can set the game to, for example, start, play 1 hour a day between 2 and 3 o'clock. You like that? Here you can make the game rated or not. The ratings for the other players that join, how many clan players you allow, and so on. And here is just start the game. You don't need to do all the settings. You just go and create the game if you like that. And here, join the game. I'm not actually planning to play. So what I do now is I delete the game just to show you how it works. But let's see. Wait, let's resume. Let me exit the game. And here, when I go back to games, let's say instead of creating a game, you want to join a game, you go to the join a game option. And here you see the game that I just set up. And because I disjoined the game, I'm not in the game yet, it comes up here. Also, please be aware, if you set a password, you have to change the option here to for games with password. So let's say you want to play with your friends only and you don't want other people to play, you need to choose a different option. Also here, as soon as I join a game, it's broadcasted in the public chat, so other players that are online can see it. So now, as I said, you can join a game here, see the list of all the active games. And I know it's only 3 players active because the game is still under development. But if you go Friday, Saturday evening, or better time, they're up to 10, 15 players sometimes. But yeah, at the moment there's not a lot of players playing. So unless you invite your friends, it might be difficult to get a game going. And yes, so you can join here. You can join in the chat. That game is broadcast, it's public. So I could click here, see what the setup is. Real time 1 hour per day, maximum turns. Yeah, that should be different. That's like 1 turn is about 33 milliseconds. I should format that better. And then you see the players that are in the game. There's nobody in there. And the rating is shown too. And then you set up as clients, you get a warning. And here now again as before, it's the same game, I can join it again. Yes, that's how the games, how it all works. Then once you're in the game, did I join it? Hold on. Actually didn't join it, did I? So here I joined the game. And also the games that you joined are here in the list. Let's say I leave the game and I don't disjoin, I just leave. Now if I go to games, you see the games that I'm actively participating in that are not finished. So if you, let's say, log out, come back, the game crashes, which actually hardly happens, I have to say. You just go back in from the multiplayer section, go to games, and then you see your game listed that's active. And here you can go back to your existing game also. Or you can click here, gives you a list of games that you're participating in also. It's in wait setup state. Yeah, that's how it works. I'm going to delete the game now because I'm not going to play. by myself. And yes, and that's how it works. Single multiplayer, and here games is also LAN button in the multiplayer section. It's the same as before, but you need to log in to access this LAN button. Yes, thanks for watching, and talk to you guys soon.